You already know it's your boy, the Maniac. And you already know why I'm here. I'm here to talk that post-fight, that Riyadh season post-fight. And man, oh man. But before I do, you already know why I'm repping that Four Corners Boxing, baby. And the Boxing Roundtable. Make sure you go like, share, subscribe to both channels. Now, with that being said, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Riyadh season, headlined by Artur versus Dimitri Bivol, the rematch. And let's get right to the first fight before we get to the main event. It started off with a light heavyweight match between Joshua Buatsi versus Callum Smith. And man, these guys set the tone. It was fought at a high pace. Not the most skilled fighters, but very good, solid fighters. And they were cooking, bro. They got in the kitchen early. Callum Smith, kind of how I expected, using his boxing, using his reach, but he showed dog in this fight. He got in there. He got in the mud. He put his feet in the mud because Joshua Buatsi, that's the way he likes to fight. He likes to put his foot in the mud. He likes to bring it. He likes to put the pressure. But man, look, it was a back and forth affair. There was moments where Callum Smith hurt Buatsi. There were moments when Buatsi hurt Callum Smith. But at the end of the day, Callum Smith, it was really a battle of attrition, and I think Callum Smith was just slightly more in shape. He was able to take those punches and able to get the decision, outwork Buatsi, but it was in a good ass fight, man. No shame to Buatsi. 175 is a division where I'm pretty sure he'll get another good solid fight, but shout to Callum Smith. Let's see what's next for him. The second fight. In this fight, I got wrong, man. We had Ajit Caballero versus Jaleel Zhang, Big Bang Zhang. And look, man, I thought the experience of Zhang in this fight would have been the difference. And no. Caballero brought it to him first. Excuse me, no. He moved around early, Caballero. He said, let me feel this power. He felt it. He said, okay, this kid hit hard, but you know what? I'm getting on that front foot. I'm going to apply pressure. But one thing Caballero did that ended up being the biggest reason of him winning was he went to the body, spare rib tips. He said, no, I want these boneless. Hang. He kept going to that body, baby. That body. And yo, listen, by the fourth round, you saw Zhang huffing and puffing, but he ended up dropping Caballero because Zhang is just that strong. That left hand is a serious one. But he didn't hurt Caballero. He got up, he wiped that off, wiped them shoulders off, baby. That's what we do. And he went back to work. He punched back in after. That was a short break. He took that little lunch break during the knockdown, came back, he punched in, and he said, here we go. Back to the body. Ribs. He just went to the buffet. He didn't want no rice. He didn't want no chuleta. Just ribs. And eventually dropping Zhang and stopping him. What a performance by Caballero. He is one of the more up-and-coming heavyweight fighters, along with Moses Iatwama. These guys are cooking at the heavyweight division. Shout to Caballero. He got busy. Zhang, man, I don't know. This might be the beginning of the end for my man Big Bang Zhang. The third fight. Listen, man. Victor Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz Jr. versus Israel Madrimov. Now, this was probably the most anticipated fight on the card, not named the main event. And early on, Madrimov's movement, we know that he herky-jerky, he likes to move, gave Virgil Ortiz a lot of problems. Virgil Ortiz, although he did cut off the ring well, he couldn't do nothing. You know, that movement had him real, questioning, should I throw the jab, should I not? And not that Madrimov was doing much, but he was doing more than Virgil Ortiz. So hence, I had him winning them early rounds. But Virgil Ortiz, he saw the Caballero fight. And he said, yo, listen, man, I want to go to the rib buffet too, man, because I like ribs. So he started going to those Uzbekistanians' ribs. Bang, hold that, Madrimov. Bang, hold that. And once he got to those ribs, guess what happens, guys? You stop your opponent's movement. Them legs get heavy. Now you ain't jumping around like a rabbit. No, slow down. slowed down. And once he slowed down, man, now he became a stationary target for Virgil Ortiz. And then Virgil just started working, man. A dog. A lot of people gave Crawford a lot of respect for his win over Madrimov, and deservedly so. But you got to keep that same energy for Victor Ortiz. Coño, Virgil Ortiz. This morning, Virgil Ortiz. But you know, Crawford, Ortiz, still two dogs. But if you got to keep that same energy. If not, then you a hypocrite or a hater. Because if you're going to give Crawford that credit, you got to give Ortiz. And Ortiz brought it to Madrimov. Let's be real. He brought it to him and won the fight. Close fight, though. He didn't run through Madrimov. But again, Madrimov's lack of activity is what caused him in this fight and in the Crawford fight. What's next for Virgil Ortiz, man? I don't know, but I can't wait, because whoever he fights is going to be a fight, man. Moving along. Now we had Shakur versus Josh Patley. No, yeah, let's just go Crawford, excuse me, Shakur Patley. We already knew, man. Shout to Patley, you know, just like me and many of us, he worked a regular 9 to 5, man. Tuesday, got a call while he was on the job, like, yo, you need to come to Saudi, and it's not the party, bro, it's to fight Shakur. He said absolutely. He got on that plane and, yo, fought 9 tough rounds. Got beat all of the rounds, but they were tough rounds, man. He went in there and tried his best. You could tell he just wasn't there for the payday. He tried. But Shakur just, you know, was just levels above this guy. There's not really much to talk about here. Finally, Shakur gets a stoppage. And, you know, hopefully now, too, Shakur gets a big fight. Somebody steps up. Tank, let's do it already, man. Let's stop the bullshit. Y'all got to get in the fucking ring already, man. I'm tired of it. But shout to Shakur on his win. And shout to Patley for showing warrior mentality, man. Hamza Shiraz versus Carlos Adames for Adames WBC middleweight title. This is a fight that I picked Hamza. It was a draw, so technically my pick wasn't wrong, but to me I was wrong because Adames won this fight. Now these are two fighters. First of all, Hamza showed much better skill in his previous fights, man. In this fight, he played it too safe to the vest. And playing it too safe to the vest does not get you nothing, bro. Does not get you nothing. And he could have won this fight if he let his hands go, because Carlos Adames is another fighter who don't let his hands go neither. So this was the fight of not letting their hands go. Hamza normally does, but he did it in this fight. And he just jab. Wasn't really following up with a 2-piece, 3-piece. And he wasn't sitting down on his punches. He's punching while he's moving. You got to sit down, man, and really put some, you know, oomph in those punches. And I think he would have been able to, you know, really hurt Adames if he did. But, you know, Adames did enough. He outworked him later in the fight, you know, body work. Hamza, the high guard, wasn't really getting hit with much, but he did. Adames did enough to win this fight, man. I was very disappointed in Hamza's performance. I expected him to do better, and this was the opportunity of a lifetime for him, and he did not take advantage of it. To me, Adames did enough to win this fight. I think everyone was in agreement with that, but it ended up being a draw. I'd rather that than them robbing Adames and giving them, you know, the title to Hamza. So shout to, you know, Adames. Hopefully now, you know, PBC will keep him active, man, and keep fighting. Now let's get to the co-main event. We had Joseph Parker versus Martin Bakole. On Friday night, I was on Instagram Live with my man Absolutely Boxing and some other dude, Uncut Boxing, and I said, yo, listen. And my man Johnny, me and Johnny was telling them, listen, you're just not gonna get a call 2 days before fight, not really training, and you're gonna go in there and beat a world-class fighter like Joseph Parker. And the proof was there yesterday. Parker land, bang, right on the head, man, right on top of the head, and that was all she wrote. 2 rounds, Parker got Bakole up out of there. A lot of people was putting too much stock into Bakole's last performance against Jared Anderson. Look, or Bicoli had a full training camp, it'd be different. Maybe. I'm not going to say it wouldn't. But for those who just think you could just get up the couch and just win a fight of that magnitude, no, bro. You have to train. Boxing is not a sport you play. You got to take it serious. Not saying Bicoli didn't, but he just wasn't ready, and it showed, man. Shout to Joseph Parker. There ain't really much to talk about in this fight. Yes, Bicoli landed a punch or two, but Parker's just a smart fighter, man. And he showed that he should be competing for a world title, whether he gets to fight with Dubois or he gets to fight with Usyk. So we'll see, man. Shout to Joseph Parker. Let's see if Bicoli comes back to fight at Jagba in May on that Ryan Garcia card. And then, last but not least, we got the main event. We have Artur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol. And look, Beterbiev, he was putting the pressure the whole fight, man. His knee did look better in this fight. But what I did like was that Bivol, he stood there and fought more, right? We saw in the first fight, he kind of gave away those last 3 rounds. Hence, to me, why I was okay with the decision. This fight, he said, nah, man, I'm going to stand here. But move as well, of course. It wasn't rock'em sock'em. That'd be a stupid thing to do with someone like Beterbiev. But he outboxed Beterbiev, man. The early rounds, I had it very close. Then I had Beterbiev take like three of the middle rounds. And like from the 7th round on, there was something with Beterbiev that he did not have that same energy, man. He didn't have that same push. He didn't have that same output. And Bivol started outworking him. 7, 8, 9, 10. Then 11th round was close. 12th round, I gave it to Beterbiev. 7-5 Bivol. Shout to him. He won this fight close but clean. Now he's the undisputed fighter of the light heavyweight division. Does the trilogy happen? I think it does. Do I really want to see it? No. I think Bivol is just a better fighter, man. Just a bad style matchup for Beterbiev. So shout to Turkey for putting on a hell of a card. It was a fighter's delight yesterday. If you didn't enjoy the card, then, you know, that's on you, homie. You just don't love yourself. But that's the recap. It's your boy, the Maniac, and I'm out. 1.